Hello guys and welcome to yet another HRL update video. And I'm not gonna lie, in this update video I really don't have that much to update on. There are a few things, but when it comes to the majority of stuff that anybody would want to know going into the Oval series, I've pretty much covered all of that. And it's not changed. It's pretty much all the same. So, not much more for me to go through there. I do have to fix that. That date's wrong on the results, so I'll do that in a minute. But I found something for myself to update, I guess. Luckily, it's right on the schedule. But yeah, so most of the stuff here for Season 8 is all set in stone, but there have been a few other things interesting since the last update, so I guess I'll go through those just so that there's some substance to this video. One thing is that all the videos, I don't know if I went through this on the other update or not. That's why I'm going through this now. All the videos for this previous season have been uploaded on the HRL YouTube channel, except for Frommel, of course. I already explained that I wasn't able to get the video footage for that. So everything else is all up there and posted. So if there's any races that either you missed when they were streamed, or you just want to, watch the race again, and you don't have it saved in your Halo Theater or something like that, whatever the case is, all the videos are up on the HRL channel, of course, except for Frommel, so sorry if that's the one you wanted to see. But if it's not, all those other races are up there, so go ahead and check them out if you want to rewatch any of those again. I don't expect the race videos to get that many views. I basically have the HRL channel up as like a, besides the update videos and stuff, I basically only use YouTube as like an archive now. So if I upload Twitch stream highlights to my normal Luke 7 channel, I basically just upload those because they were fun games that I might want to watch again in the future or something like that, or just a funny clip. And when it comes to the HRL channel, it's kind of the same way. When I upload this stuff, it's more so just so that it's there, so that, if somebody wants to watch it in the future, it's there and they can find it very easily. But when it comes to them actually being viewed, I don't really care because the live streams themselves are where most people view it. And like I've said in the past, I like Twitch a lot more than YouTube, especially now. YouTube, I feel like, just keeps getting worse. I think Twitch keeps getting better, so don't really care about the YouTube side of things now. It's just kind of there so that, for the future, essentially. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that point. When it comes to Season 8, like I said, everything's already set in stone. Remember that the first race is coming up on August 10th. August 10th is the date for the first night. First two races, really, Jeddah Dome and Bowman Gray. So if you do want to practice for the Oval Series races, there are the tracks right there for you to practice on. Like I said, all 8 of the tracks are already on my bookmarks with pit stops and all that crap. So you can practice any of the tracks at any point in the season if you wish. But remember, the first week is these two, so you want to be practicing these 2 tracks. I think I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I want to welcome Decoy and I think they're both on the Discord. They might not be online right now. No, it might not be online right now, but I want to welcome Decoy, who some of you may remember from the past. He's coming back for the Oval Series. Cookie Monster is apparently coming back as well, and he may have a friend of his coming back, and I have a few other drivers that haven't raced in HRL before but do race on Halo that might be joining in on this too. So a lot of potential new drivers and returning veterans coming back for the Oval Series. So that's always good to hear. Let's see what else. Oh, I remember the HRL 1v1 tournament. I had this up here and I just didn't really say anything about it. So one other thing that got announced during the off time since the last time I did an update video is that I got the 1v1 tournament bracket set up. The losers bracket might need a little bit of polishing. I'm not sure. I don't think the losers bracket, it might be good. I don't know. It might need a little bit of adjustment, but the winners bracket itself is completely set up, and I even have the slots filled up. Now, as you can see, there are 2 slots. Fireball and Camby's opponents in the first round are open spots to people that are not in the tournament. Like, we only have 14 people signed up, so if anybody knows any 2 people that might want to try their hand at this tournament and take one of these 2 spots, please let me know so we can get this tournament started. I don't have a for sure starting date. I just wanted to post the bracket to show that it is being worked on. but I don't have a starting date that I am like 100% positive and I want to like give away right now. I'm hoping to get the 1v1 tournament done before the Oval Series is done, so I'll say that, but when it comes to an 100% date for like the first matches, not exactly sure yet. But I did want to show that it is being worked on, and some of these first round matchups are already set. Another thing I wanted to go through is there was some stuff in the Discord, like some pretty good questions about the Oval Series for stuff that I may not have gone through in videos previously. So I wanted to read through some of this. Wow, why did that not go? It like wasn't complete full screen. That was dumb. Anyways, wanted to go through some of this and explain it. So Elite asked on the 23rd. He said, because this season is ovals, I assume cautions will be aplenty. How will lapped cars be handled? Do they get their lap back, or do they just line up with the rest of the drivers? And if they line up with the rest, will there be a lucky dog-like system? So if some of you don't know what the lucky dog system is, I haven't watched NASCAR in a while, but I'll do my best. I believe the lucky dog system goes something like this. If there's a caution in NASCAR, unless it's like in the very beginning of the race, there's going to be drivers that are a lap down. So if there's a caution in NASCAR, let's say it happens midway through the race, there's going to be a few drivers a lap down. They have this system called the lucky dog system where the first driver, like the leader of the lapped down pack, will be given a free pass and their lap back on that caution lap. And we will have a system similar to that. So for example, how it'll work in HRL. Let's say we have 10 drivers in the race, let's say we have 12 drivers in the race. Let's say 2 of those drivers are a lap down. Let's say, oh my god, let's say there's Sector and Shift. Let's say that Sector is the driver ahead. So he's the driver in 11th, Shift is in 12th, and they're both a lap down. And there's a caution. So what we'll do is when we stop on the backstretch, we'll let Sector drive around one time, to let him have his lap back, and he will be the lucky dog for that lap and get his lap back. So that'll put him at the back of the pack still, but he'll be on the lead lap. So I think that's a pretty big reward there. So you're probably wondering what'll happen for the people, what happens to the people that are already a lap down that aren't in that lead pack of the lap down drivers? How do they get their lap back? Well, the idea is hopefully through the cycle of pit stops, that should happen to those drivers naturally, unless they just legitimately went a lap down. Like we went a green flag for a long time and they got put a lap down legitimately. Then that's going to be a little bit tougher for them to get their lap back because of course they legitimately went a lap down. But if it was a case where they just made a pit stop at the wrong time, I think that most of those people, as long as they're smart with their pits, will get their lap back when the pits cycle through. So that'll be a thing when we're under caution as well. Let's say we're going in for our pit stops. Some drivers go in, some drivers don't, and the drivers that don't go around, that'll be considered a lap back as well. For those drivers on certain tracks, so on like really short tracks, that'll be a thing. For example, there's a track, Grizzly. On Grizzly, we'll probably have to do 2 laps under caution, just because of how small that track is, and so many people are going to be a lap down if we do not do 2 laps under caution on that track. So there are certain tracks where we will do 2 laps under caution to kind of help that issue. There are certain tracks where we won't. So for example, like Jeddah Dome is pretty sizable. I don't think we'll need to do that on there for people to be on the same lead lap. So should be fine on Jeddah Dome. But anyways, I hope I explained that decently. And again, a lot of this will be explained at the day of the race. And let's see what I said. There'll be a lucky dog-like system, blah, 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 blah. To the pit. Pretty much what I said. I just gave a better answer. But that was the concise answer. So Elite replied, okay, so slightly different from what I'm used to now then, Cools. Because on a long green stint, there may be some lapping, especially on shorter tracks. So that's kind of what I just addressed. There could be some people that legitimately get put a lap down. And the idea for that is on those shorter tracks where people are going to be put a lap down pretty regularly, like I said, we'll do those like 2 laps under caution, so that when those lead lap drivers go into pit, then maybe those drivers, hopefully that got to put a lap down. Hopefully they already did their pit, not under caution, and they can get their lap back. And then, I was going to say Smokey Birthday. Roman, what the hell is this? Is that Russell Westbrook in 2K or something? Anyways, Roman said on the same day, will the race official keep track and announce every lap and stuff so the drivers won't have to memorize how many laps they've done until their next pit. They can just listen to the race official. And all I said was yes, and that's really all you need to know. But yeah, so we'll have a race official for each of these oval races, and the race official will be counting down the laps lap by lap. So I'm gonna make a track on the Discord page here. So let's say I'm going around. All right, 1 lap down. So every time I hit that, the race official will say like 1 lap completed. So go around, 1 lap complete, 2 laps complete, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it may get a little repetitive, so I feel bad for whoever is doing the race officiating, but that is what we will do. And I think that we're always going to have a race official that's not racing, so in some cases I think Armada said that he'll do it, and then I think that I'm going to do it the first night, or at least one of the races on the first night, maybe the first 2 nights. So I'm going to do it to start off with, and then I think Armada said he'll do it on certain tracks as well, so we're going to be switching off there. For who's going to be doing the race official work. And like I said, it'll be done just like that. Every time made a lap, they'll be calling it out. Also, another thing, it'll also be like the final say of the race official on whether to call a caution or not. Now, that's going to be a tough position for us because obviously some of these tracks, most of these tracks, there's an area where you can look and you can kind of see everything that's going down. So even if you don't see how a caution gets started, you'll see it finish, and you'll be able to see, like, okay, that was definitely a caution over there. Look at the way that crash ended up. But of course, there will be certain cases where the race official is paying more attention to something else. They're trying to keep track of laps, which is going to be taxing. It really depends. But there's going to be cases where they're just not gonna be 100% certain whether there's a caution or not. But when it comes down to it, the race official will have the final say on all that stuff. So it's not going to be like previous situations where, it's up to the people in the caution. It's up to the people in the caution now to call it out, but the race official will always have the final say. And hopefully the race official will get that call right 99.9% of the time. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see how it works out. I'm thinking most of these tracks, you can probably spectate, get a good look at everything, and see if anybody's BSing you or if it was legitimately a caution. So as the race officials, we'll do our best on that front. One more thing, Elite said, same day, or could it be Halo 3 style or so where there's a checkpoint in the finish line? I didn't respond to this, Elite, so sorry about that. But right now we don't have any plans to do it like that. Could you do it like that on Halo 5? I'm sure you could. So maybe that's something we could experiment with in the future. But right now we're planning on just doing the race official work and counting the laps. The one benefit of having a race official too is that on top of counting the laps, the race official can also, if they're really good at race officiating. Now, when it comes to short tracks like Grizzly, where it's a 6-second lap time, race official probably won't be able to do this. But if it's a track like Barvo, where it's about 14 seconds, Jetadome, where it's about, I think, 19 seconds or something like that, the race official could probably keep track of everybody's pits and what lap they pitted on, so that if somebody has a question, like they got confused on their laps and stuff like that, or maybe they forgot when they pit, the race official could just call it out. They'll be like, oh, you pit on lap 12, okay, so you need to pit coming up here in 3 laps or something like that. So that'll be something nice that the race official is going to do for everybody on the medium to large sized oval tracks. Again, on the short tracks, that's just a privilege that you guys as the racers are not going to have, because it'll be too much work on the race officials. They're going to have to be counting a lap and counting everybody's pit laps on such a short track. It's just not going to happen. So basically what I'm saying is on Grizzly, it's not going to work. That's essentially what I'm saying. But I thought that I'd just include that there. That's another little nice thing about having the race official. And yeah, like I said in the Halo 3 thing, right now we're just sticking with counting laps. Could change, but or could be experimented with in the future for future seasons. But right now for this season, we have it set as the race official counting the laps. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so I think I pretty much nailed everything. Yeah, I think I pretty much got everything. One more look at the schedule there. Obviously the point standings dock, but there's nothing there yet. And then one more look at the race results so you guys can see what it looks like again, how it's all going to work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't have anything else to go through here. Everything's pretty much set and ready to go on August 10th. I mean, hell, we could start on August 3rd. God, starting to get hiccups. We could start on August 3rd if we wanted to, but not going to. Going to stick with that classic 2-week break and start on August 10th. So that's the plan. Hope to see as many of you guys as possible on August 10th, and I hope you're doing something enjoyable with your time on Fridays that you don't normally get to do because of racing. I got to play like Fortnite for 12 hours last Friday, which is something I would not be able to do if it was a race day. So that was kind of dope. But anyways, see you next time.